Elizabeth.
As you can probably hear, I have a bit of a cold, but I'm not contagious, so bear with me. And here we go. Hello, my name is Elizabeth Moreno, as Mr. Kish said, and I'm in Mrs. Zimmer's Language Arts class. First, I'd like to say welcome to West Yaga Middle School. All right, we'll just jump into the school stuff, and then we'll talk about the fun stuff. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the two mottos we have here. One is the P's, which stand for be prompt, be prepared, be polite, and be positive. The second is all welcome, all accepted, which we established during our bullying prevention program. I'll talk about that a little later too. The next topic is lockers. This is very exciting, and it really is a big deal. It's important to have your children keep their lockers organized. I suggest using shelves or baskets. Caleb's holding up our props over there. A helpful tip is to have your kids color code their notebooks and folders. I would also like to have you remind your children about remembering their locker counts. This was something I was worried about when coming into 6th grade. It's also important to never have your kids share their locker count with anyone. Because you don't want their stuff, Jill. Because then you have to buy new stuff. Time is also very important here. If you're not on time for your classes, well, let's just say it's not something you'll want to do again and again. But they are really flexible. So, the key is to stay organized and manage your time. Bullying is a growing problem in America, and we have started using the Oveus Bullying Prevention Program. Earlier in the year, we had a huge assembly on a day that was entirely dedicated to trying to make our school a better place where kids can learn and be comfortable around each other. We also had our cabin fever night, and this year we also had our class meetings every Wednesday. This was all organized by our staff who want the school to be a fun place. Two other key factors to surviving middle school are being mature and being able to handle responsibility. It's a big step from the elementary to the middle school, and your children are going to go from being head honchos to being young ones again. Okay, I've made you wait long enough to hear about the fun things, but one last point first. We had a lot of fun here, but we have to focus on our studies, and that's a key element. We have dances, the 6th grade softball tournament, and pep rallies, where students and teachers face off in games like basketball and volleyball. We also have many opportunities to be involved in, like student council, peer tutoring, and being an officer guidance helper. Finally, you can be selected to be a student ambassador. In being a student ambassador, you get to help with the new students and help with the 5th graders becoming 6th graders. Caleb and I also happen to be student ambassadors, so if your kids are having some trouble their first few weeks of 6th grade, have them look for the people in red shirts with their names on the back of them. Next year, your kids will take art and choir, which they will get a letter grade in. Now, how many of your kids went to Lindsay Elementary? Raise your hands. Well, you know, those Westwood kids over there have an upper hand on us because they switched classes a few times last year. But even if you didn't come from Lindsay or Westwood, there is definitely more responsibility, no matter where you come from. Finally, I'd like to talk about our wonderful teachers and staff. Of course, we all know the big men in charge. But do you know our wonderful secretaries, Mrs. DePietro and Mrs. Sargent? Hint, hint, whisper, whisper. They're the ones who really run the place. No matter what Mr. Dahlhofer, a.k.a. the big man, ever told you. We also have outstanding teachers. One last thing I was extremely worried about when coming into 6th grade was how much interaction there was between the grades. That question was answered the first day of school. The truth is that the 8th graders want nothing to do with the little 6th graders. So don't worry about being picked on by the 8th graders. When your kids are up late the night before the first day of school, please reassure them that it's not a big deal because they'll need a good night's sleep. If there are any questions, feel free to ask me or Caleb during the tour a little later. Thank you.